Okay, let's go through and let's do this next example. Now, it's going to be a lot like the second example that I did, or the first example, excuse me, that I did. We need to verify that the stuff on the left is equal to the stuff on the right, negative secant theta. So once again, my first step is going to be to take this stuff and make it one giant fraction with a common denominator. And the common denominator in this case, it looks like, is going to be cosine times 1 minus sine. So here we go. Cosine theta, 1 minus sine theta. Now, in order to get this first term up to the common denominator, I have the cosine, but I'm missing the 1 minus sine. So it looks like I need to take the sine theta that I originally have and multiply it by 1 minus sine. That'll get it up to the common denominator. Now I need to subtract cosine theta times, and I look at this and I say, okay, it has the 1 minus sine, but it's missing the cosine theta that I need to get the common denominator. So I need to multiply this times cosine theta. Go finish out my fraction line. And so there's the left side. I'm only working with the left side here. I'm trying to show that if I whittle that down, if I'm able to simplify that, it should be negative secant theta. Okay, let's distribute out just the top. Let's distribute out the top. Sine theta times 1 is sine theta, minus sine theta times sine theta, which is sine squared theta. And then I have minus cosine squared theta. That's all over cosine theta times 1 minus sine theta, and I'm hopefully going to show that that's equal to negative secant theta. Alright, next step. I take a look at this, I see sine squared and cosine squared, and I'm thinking back, I'm going, alright, they're both negative. Sine squared plus cosine squared is positive 1, so if I multiplied everything by negative 1 here, I should be able to say that negative sine squared minus cosine squared is just negative 1. So really, I can take all of this stuff right here, this negative sine, negative cosine, and I can say that's minus 1. That's the same thing. So if I have negative 1 sine theta minus 1 on top, and I have now cosine theta 1 minus sine theta on the bottom. I'm trying to show that that's equal to negative secant, right? Alright, now next step. I take a look at these two pieces and I say, man, you know what, those are an awful lot alike. I have sine theta minus 1 and negative sine theta plus 1, right? It's like the exact same thing except the signs are flipped. So maybe I'm going to do something like this then. I'm going to take and factor out a negative 1 out of the top. And if I factor a negative 1, I'm only worried about this numerator here, okay? Only worried about that stuff right here. If I factor out a negative 1, I would end up with negative sine theta plus 1, right? Which is the same thing as 1 minus sine theta. And that's pretty convenient because now I see that I have 1 minus sine theta on both the top and the bottom. So really what I have then on the left-hand side is negative 1 over cosine theta. That's all that's left. And on the right-hand side, I'm trying to show that that's equal to negative secant theta. And what do you know? I have a negative, which is what I needed, and 1 over the cosine is the secant. A little check mark with a circle around it, or whatever you want to do, but there's your proof. Now, once again, the points for a problem like this, if you're doing this for a math class, are not going to be from having this last line of work, because everybody should have that. The work is what's important here. This stuff right here, showing how you got from this up here down to the bottom.